Hey guys, so someone asked me to show off my setup on the Necromancer lazy build, and that's what I'm going to do here. So first off, I have the Drakel's Corroded Fang. And gloves in there as well. Rolled mainly focus on, I'd rather say focus on critical hit damage, critical hit chance, and life per hit on this one. And of course intelligence as well. And the shoulders in there is martyrdom. And chest piece in there is conviction. Headgear, I'm using blind faith because it has a chance to blind on hit, and blind is seen in this game as a control impairing effect. And I rolled the critical hit chance on that one, and it has life per hit as well. So life per hit is good because it helps you keep alive. Then as the amulet, I'm using Wisdom of Kalan, rolled with critical hit damage, critical hit chance, and it's socketed with the pain enhancer. Critical hits cause the enemy to bleed for X amount of weapon damage as physical over 3 seconds. And I use as wrists, I use the VAT braces with life per hit and critical hit chance. Offhand, I'm using Lost Time and rolled for critical hit chance. And why I'm using Lost Time is because it buffs or helps with the cult skills. As you can see, your cult skills reduce the movement speed of enemies by 30%. So that's a controlling impairing effect as well. In addition, your movement speed is increased by 9%. This 9% in my case. It can vary, of course, for 5 seconds. And first ring, Convention of Elements, rolled for as good as I can get it, critical hit damage and critical hit chance, and socketed with the Gem of Efficacious Toxin. Poison all enemies hit for X amount of weapon damage over 10 seconds. Second ring is Ring of Royal Grandeur, with critical hit chance again, and socketed with the Bane of the Trapped. And that's again because you want to increase damage against enemies under the effects of control impairing effects by X amount of damage. And this setup relies a lot on controlling impairing effects, so yeah. As the boots, I'm using Inarius Perseverance. Nothing special about those though. And Inarius Resistance as the leggings. And the belt, I'm using Dainty's Binding, mainly because you gain an additional X amount of damage reduction when there's an enemy affected by any of your curses. And that leads me to the skills actually, because first skill is Frailty with Aura of Frailty. Becomes an aura that curses all the enemies within 15 yards. So you see, automatically curses enemies, which triggers Dainty's Binding. So very important, helps you survive. And then yeah, the Bone Spirit I use mainly for finishing off elites and bosses because it increases the damage against them. So yeah, so it's mainly for killing off Rift Guardians and elites. And then I have the Land of the Dead, Frozen Lands, and that's just to kickstart the set when you don't have any bone armor in the beginning, so then I use that one. Or when I'm up against Rift Guardians or elites that I want to finish off quickly before they do too much damage to me. And then I use the Army of the Dead with Dead Storm, again a way of getting DPS in the beginning when you don't have any. And Devour to help keep my essence up. And of course, I need to mention that the Devourer is also one I have on me because you want it actually helps with the life from death that I'm using as a passive down here. Consuming a corpse has a chance to spawn a health globe. So other than gaining essence, it helps keep you alive by spawning health globes as well. Then I'm using the bone armor, of course, as the main. And I'm using the Harvest of Anguish because bone armor's damage has turned into cold. And cold is a controller impairing effect. And is also helped by lost time, the offhand that I'm using there. So, yeah. Then I am using the first passive with Rigor Mortis. Poison abilities also slow enemies by 30 and reduce their attack speed by 30. See, this is again one. Rigor Mortis helps with the Gem of Efficacious Toxin, for one. Poison all enemies hit. So, again, these two works together. And by slowing enemies that way, it's a controlling impairing effect. So, poison slows, controls impairs, cold slows, control impairs, and blind is a control impairing. So actually a lot of control impairing effects in that one. Yeah. And as I showed you before, I have life from death to help keep myself alive because it spawns health globes more. And then I'm using the standalone. Increase armor by 100%, reduced by 10 for each active minion. And as I have no minions active, it's 100% buff, so survivability. And then I use the Overwhelming Essence, increases your maximum essence by 40. You want to have as much essence as possible, and that's where that leads me to the next one, the Cube Powers. Rylina's Shadow Hook. Every point of maximum essence increases your damage by 0.5%. That's why I have that one. So, and I have the Illusory Boots to move unhindered through enemies and wallless walls, so to say. So I tried without these boots or using any other power in that slot. I found it to be very ineffective because walls could trap me. I had no way of getting out. So you may want to use another power. That's totally up to you. I find it to be way more lazy built ish when using those though. And then I have the Crispin Sentence as a cube power as well. You could use the Ring of Royal Grandeur as a power instead and then using the Crispin Sentence if you found a good one, but mine was bad, so I had to convert it to a power instead. But you deal 100% increased damage against slowed enemies, or triple, and this is very important, triple this bonus against enemies afflicted by any other type of control impairing effect. So poison slows, cold slows, so that's double. But blind is a control impairing effect, and it has a 32% chance on my gear, 32.2. So that's when they are blinded, it's a triple damage bonus. So again, blind faith is very important in this setup. You could try and vary it if you want, but I found this to be best. So yeah. So to the paragons, I have maxed out every category and some more in the core one, but that's about it. I hope this helps you set up your necromancer, and if you have any suggestions to improvements to the setup, you're welcome to comment in the comment section, and I hope you have a good one.